Just before we get started, I got an email from my wife said I'm not allowed to say the things I said yesterday about giving birth, so I apologize in advance. I didn't know guys were that sensitive, so I'll clean her up today. She just did. She sent the thing. One of her friends had sent it to her, so talk to me first, she said. Okay.
That's your course of action most of the time.
There you go, exactly. What are you going to do? Need someone to keep you accountable. You know what she did? She never mentioned that, but Z told me that when I asked him this morning, he said he's going to the doctor, but because we were even talking about it, I put him on a line, I put him on a power play, and the doctors decide, not me. And so, you know, I'm hopeful, but who knows? We'll know at game time after warm-up.
Franzen has been quiet so far in this series, and he hasn't talked to the media, so we haven't asked him anything about his play. So
he hasn't talked to you because you haven't asked him, or?
No, we've asked.
Oh.
What do you need to see out of a guy who was such a force in playoffs gone by?
Well, we need him to be a force. We need him to get on the inside and compete for space net front and be a factor. And, you know, I don't think, you know, it's interesting each and every year when you go through these, as a scorer, you can often be kept off the score sheet for a period of time. And sometimes the role players pick you up and then you get going. But you got to play a long time in the playoffs for other people to pick you up. Otherwise, you got to get started on time. And sometimes, for us, let's face it, we counted on our kids to get us in. We really counted on them. We needed them to score. And we need some other guys to help them out right now where they're trying to find their way.
Todd Bertuzzi has shared with us that he's playing tonight. How much of a different look does he give your team as you try to score some goals?
Well, he's a big, heavy body. You know, what's interesting is you're talking about scoring goals. To me, the things they did better than us, they played better defense than us. They kept us on the outside. They were quicker. They skated us. We talk about being quicker than them. They were quicker than us last game for sure. They were harder and more detailed to play against. We weren't any of those things. So we need to be good defensively. If we're good defensively, we'll have the puck way more than we were last game. Last game, we lost F3 all the time. We were random on our sort-outs. We weren't hard to play against. You know, if you don't play well without it, you don't have it very much. You don't get to play with it.
What's the status of Alfredsson tonight?
Alfredsson is feeling better today. And the trainers told me he should be ready to go by Saturday. I mean, could you throw him in the game? Probably. And he hasn't practiced in a while. We don't really know. We're trying to put the best lineup we can on the ice to help us win.
Mike, to follow up with Todd Bertuzzi, what do you see him bring tonight? I mean, he's a big guy, and it looks like you're playing him with Riley. Good size on that line. Just talk about what you see Todd can bring.
Well, it's 3 kids playing together, and it wasn't going as good as I would have liked to have. I didn't think we spent enough time in the offensive zone with that group, and I'm hoping that maybe one veteran player can help them out. In saying that, we're taking out Yurko, who's got great speed and plays real well. Why would you do that? You know, that's a great question. I asked myself that 100 times yesterday, and then just before I was trying to fall asleep, I started thinking about it again, and so then I didn't sleep. Well, I don't know. I'm trying to do the right thing.
Mike, regarding Gustav Nyquist, right here.
Sorry about that.
Why do you think he's been as challenged to produce at the same level he was earlier in the season in the last few weeks?
Well, I don't know if you were here yesterday, but I said when I came here, they said Datsyuk couldn't play in the playoffs. I guess he had gone 23 games without a goal. It's a hard time of year. You got to learn how to play, and you got to find your confidence level, and he's trying to figure it out. And I have no doubt that he will figure it out. Obviously, we need him to be sooner than later.
Tough question to answer, being that you don't know and you probably don't want to deal in hypotheticals, but what can you really expect from someone like Zetterberg when he hasn't played in 2 months if he gets into the lineup?
It's a real good question. Well, I can expect him to provide great leadership, both in the room and on the bench. So if we get nothing else, that's good enough. But I think he's pretty competitive. He's been working at it. You know, obviously when you have back surgery, they don't let you come back early. So the doctors and him have had a plan, and he's been working on it. He's skated a ton. He's done lots of bumping. Not much in practice because we haven't had, you don't practice very much. But with all the optional skates and stuff like that, and he feels he's close, that's why he's going to see the doctor.
Mike, going with the same 6D, is all that just extra?
Well, we have the paternity leaves, and so we had to have that covered off for him.